Calypso Sunvale filled her lungs with coastal air for the very first time on 15th February 1998 in a cedar-shaped cottage balanced above the tidal mudflats of Florence, Oregon. Outside, the river mouth sighed against old pilings while her mother, a traveling desert soul violinist who keeps flattened honeysuckle petals inside her rosin tin, coaxed a slow arpeggio that shivered the window glass. Her father, a lighthouse maintenance tech who sketches cloud dolphins in the margins of inspection logs, leaned so near their noses touched, and pledged that rip currents, roadside gossip, and one-size shrinks all charts would always drift aside for any spirit who chooses to stand at full height. Curves run deep in the Sunvale line the way warm underground springs feed a cold river, so nobody blinked when baby Calypso split her second cotton swaddle before the kettle sang. Granny Pearl threaded a sail patch needle beneath every rip, slipped in wedges cut from a storm-tattered jib, and laughed that spare fabric costs pennies while teaching a child to shrink can bankrupt her entire skyline of future life. Primary classrooms smelled of pencil dust, blackberry cobbler from the cafeteria, and salt wind sneaking through sprung sash windows. Calypso already towered half a head above her classmates, shading the overhead beam whenever she labeled stratus formations on the pull-down sky chart. One drizzly recess, two boys hop-skipped in circles around her, chanting "Scallop Barge," each time her rubber boots thudded a chalk square. That night she walked the rack line, hunting soda caps polished satin by Serge, threaded them on fishing leaders, stitched the tinkling chain down her teal hoodie, and stepped into class at dawn, scattering prism freckles across ceiling tiles. A substitute reading coach captured 8 shaky seconds on a prepaid flip phone, posted the clip to an infant video corner, and by lunch, 15,000 strangers applauded the girl who forged teasing into lighthouse sparks. Calypso printed "One Promise" in violet gel beside her subtraction drills. Clouds cluster, only until you flash them bright. Weekends belonged to Siuslaw River Dock, where her mother's fiddle riffs mingled with diesel pumps yawning awake, crab traps clanging, and gulls haggling over shrimp tails. Store-bought jeans jammed halfway up Calypso's thighs, so she traded tip-jar nickels for sun-bleached gill net, unraveled it into rope, crocheted high-rise sculottes, misted harbor seal silhouettes with squid ink, and posed at Tangerine Sunset against rust-flecked bollards while her cousin snapped grainy photos. Colonel Tinspell had not by the overgeneralistic Catrin and line Lantern Current. During the same week, a shiny new photo app trickled across patchy coastal towers. Captions hot between Pacific slang and clear truths like "Curves anchor storm gusts steadier than seawalls." Before 16 candles flickered, she counted 52,000 unseen hearts, double tapping every apricot frame, proof that bright screens hush cafeteria whispers quicker than any assistant principal. A scholarship in ocean turbine design swept her south to Humboldt State. Daylight drained away inside Wave Flume Labs. Nights belonged to a 24-hour burrito van, glowing neon lime beneath towering redwoods. The heat lamp became her only softbox. Between Carnita's orders, she filmed 90-second reels, folding parchment into redwood cone hairpins while decoding dark rotation in half surf hush, half lecture fizz. On up Ludlade Harbor, so chirps over a lo-fi shuffle while she chain-stitched reflective anchor cord into thrift denim. 46 hours later, the counter leapt past 1.2 million. Northwest-style pages crowned her the Burrito Van Couturier, yet every sponsor email froze at size 16. Calypso slid each pitch into a folder labeled "Shrinking Nets," wiped salsa roja from her cuff, and rolled another tortilla. Acne Equinox Wells delivered an email from Columbia Sportswear asking her to co-design a salt spray shell capsule they wanted to call Drift Pulse. She replied with 3 River Rock terms: patterns must reach 60-inch hips, half the creative crew hired from community college fashion programs, and 10% of net profit pledged to kelp forest reseeding along the Oregon coast. Columbia signed before sunrise silvered the lab skylight. The shoot opened at dawn on a fog-blurred sand spit where river otters braided wakes into the glassy inlet. Calypso coached curvy paddle surfers across mirror swells while a drone carved slow figure eights overhead. When the lookbook launched, every extended size shell vanished in 41 hours across 27 countries. Lantern Current surged past 700,000 lights with cinnamons and horchata. She balanced her phone on the condiment bin, ducked behind flour sacks, and live streamed tear-bright thanks beneath buzzing fluorescence. I need you at my side as the tide rolls forward. So click subscribe right now. One fingertip saves your seat on the rail and keeps every new chapter selling into your feed before algorithm winds turn. Spotlight shimmer soon pulled in Rumor Girls. A gossip vlog claimed Calypso strapped carbon plates around her waist beneath drift pulse coats. At sunrise, she paddled a cedar board past kelp ribbons, stood rooted in sports bra and linen shorts, outlined each stretch mark with crushed bougainvillea powder, and sawed a fiddle groove so raw the pelicans banked. 10 million viewers reposted the jam tagged bougainvillea proof, brushing pink pollen across their own curves, until gossip slipped under the tide. Band wages, interlaced with capsule royalties, and whipped into bright shore butter, a custard swirling spruce tip butter, thimbleberry seed oil, and mica sparks that glow pearl in foam flash. 19,010s cooled on her father's chart table, lids tied with braided crab trap line, each tag stamped "Moisturize Your Horizon." Inventory drained in 83 minutes, lifting $197,000. 20% seeded Beacon Granch, shipping industrial surgers and hydrophone kits to plus-size teens in shoreline schools from Brookings to Blaine. 8 months later, 36 recipients hosted a floating fashion and humpback sewn gala aboard a retro tug wrapped in LED seaweed, streaming to dawn desk from Nairobi to Nuuk. Portland Fashion Week minted Dockard legend when a backstage blower shredded her emerald mesh gown from rib to knee with 90 seconds before curtain. Calypso ripped neon dock rope from a stage cradle, laced the gash like hiking hooks, and walked as though the splice had always lived in the sketch. Camera shutters cracked like kettle corn. Vogue Cascadia held the rope cadence rescue. Another million lantern followers surfaced before vinyl warmed the after-party air. Storm Chatter tried again when a scoring liaison leaked cropped emails implying she demanded razor clam sliders and chauffeured hydrofoils for her rescue puffin Zephyr. She posted the whole chain showing refillable water urns, lentil stew for crew, and caption monitors for deaf stylists, then routed that month's affiliate wave $137,000 into biodegradable crab trap pilots off Cape Arago. And such fans echoed her pure mantra, receipts shine brighter than rumor grit, until whispers drifted out like ebb tide. By midsummer, Lantern Current shimmered with 6.9 million Instagram friends, 3.4 million real voyagers, and 2 million steady channel subscribers. Engagement hovering at 10% and forcing brand playbooks back to blank slides. Cartier invited her to headline a top past surge vignette filmed inside Hesita Head Lighthouse Lens. She agreed once Cartier funded therapy stipends for crab deck crews. Battered by rogue seas, the finished reel, her wrists scattering amber shards across iron ribs, became Cartier's most saved post of the quarter. Family steadies her kill. Twice a month she streams Porch Bay Groove, Mom bows funk, double stops beside a propane skillet, Dad recites cloud haiku, and Calypso flips thrift denim under twinkle bowl. One broadcast topped 9 million when Zephyr waddled through powdered sugar and sneezed a glitter squall onto the mic. A Seabird refuge now sponsors every stream, tagging rehabilitated puffins with solar beacons powered by bright, and the room came together still more cumbersome to suitable. But wrappings carved skylights through corrugated tin and higher furloughed hatchery shed carved skylights through corrugated tin and higher furloughed deckhands plus design grats to whip custard and knot lids during midday dance breaks to fiddle house loops. Efficiency consultants begged for shrink bands. She repeated her mother's rule, fingertips keep legends long after robots forget, and rope ties stayed, and mental health candor threads each feed. Basalt bluff portraits sit beside burrito van selfies captioned "Same sky, different weather." She shares breath loops recorded in sea caves, resilience worksheets in English and Chinook jargon, and sliding scale therapy links. 130,000 followers call her Shoreline Honesty their first calm harbor. Community rides sparkle under crushed shell paint. Hundreds pedal the coastal path at dusk, wearing bright shore butter on collarbones and Ellie drift glass tassels on spokes. Ticket proceeds in large beacon grants and fun wheelchair snorkel lifts at tide pool coves. Chowder huts, ladle, lake. Clam bisque bowls rise 15% on ride nights. Calypso leads on a vintage cruiser with Zephyr plush bungeed front, pausing to retie any rider's trailing lace. where she is polishing a memoir titled Currents Keep Names, for release in 11 languages next spring, while a documentary crew records her mission to convert retired weather buoys into floating maker hubs for archipelago schools. Puma's Y2 Wave lantern sneaker lands next quarter, threaded with reflective rope and cushioned by algae foam, channeling 10% of revenue into beacon ceilings along the Pacific Hinge. That subscribe button is still glowing red, right, friend? Let it fade to calm gray now. One gentle tap guarantees the next swell finds your notifications before algorithm tides veer. When's playback quiets, wander to the description. Waiting there are fresh bright short butter jars, lightning lane, beacon grand forms, tonight's Porch Bay playlist, and a discreet compass, a research-backed kit of conversation sparks and calm confidence rituals, charting the clearest route toward lasting love, and the most reliable way to help any woman you meet feel genuine intrigue. Free, no gatekeeping at all. If the soda cap spine flash, rope cadence gown save, or Zephyr's glitter sneeze raise even half a grin, smash the like heart, drop your brightest ripple in the comments, and share this voyage with a friend whose sails hang slack. Every curve redirects currents, every scar refracts moonlight, and the Pacific bows to anyone who plants both boots on the pier and greets tomorrow eyes wide. Pop-Tide hustlers through the mic now. Subscribe this instant, claim your rail, peek at that love link down below, and meet me on the next rising swell when another story flickers beyond the breakers and courage calls your name again.